It's been over a year since I last made an alt spots video for a control point map, so as a return to YouTube and to Overwatch now that my university year has finished, I'll be covering the much requested map, Busan. I won't keep you waiting with a lengthy introduction, so strap in, boost off, and join with me as I show you 18 flank or area denial bombs for you to use on the beautiful map of Busan, South Korea. Control point maps, more commonly known as King of the Hill, aren't as easy for creative D.Va bomb spots as the fighting on each point is centralised around a single location, being the capture point. Whilst teams may initially brawl around on the side of the point or on a flank route, once the point has been opened or taken by one team, fights usually all occur close to the point or just on it. Because of this, all of the spots in the video will focus on defensive or offensive bombs to deny areas or kill off backline characters around either the point or choke points near it. Since a lot of people appreciated the use of actors to better show the area the bomb covers and how much damage it will do to people standing in different areas from my Rialto video, they're going to return in this one. Just as a gentle reminder, these actors aren't supposed to emulate real players, they're just there to get blown up a bunch and to show you the area each bomb will cover.
Now traveling to Busan.
The first point of the video is probably the most bizarre of all. The Sanctuary map of Busan features what probably is the smallest capture area in the game, with the large open area surrounding it for skirmishes to take place. Bombs for this point of the map are for taking care of teams holding or fighting on point, or for taking care of teams that have pushed up after capping, or stopping teams coming back to the capture area once they've lost a fight. If you're willing to take the time to flank around the side of the point, this area coverage bomb explodes on top of the large drum in the middle of the point, killing any enemies that aren't hugging the drum or hiding behind a pillar. If you lost the point and the enemy team doesn't push up to your choke, you can use this bomb spot to kill enemies that are on and around the capture area, as it lands on top of the drum after a large flight arc. Since the previous spot relies on a rock pattern to shoot from consistently, if you're ulting from the other side of the point, you will need to look in a slightly different area for reliable results. If the enemy team pushes up to the choke next to your spawn, you can use this ult spot to clear their backline as your team pushes in. Utilising the roofs of the shrine buildings along a flank route, this spot covers one side of the point, exploding over a wide area, and can be great to provide a distraction as your team pushes in. If you have time to set up between pushes, you can use this spot to kill teams as they regroup around the floating tablet. This bomb will kill anyone regardless of the side they hide on, and if the enemy Reinhardt isn't pushing at the start or the front of the team, you can aim further up to make the bomb explode above his shield height to cover an even greater area. The second map I'll be discussing in this video is the one most relevant to D.Va's lore, the MEKA Base. This is my favourite of the three control points, with lots of high ground areas overlooking the point and some nice flank routes for characters to utilise. The point also has a unique feature with rising and falling walls that cycle about every 14 seconds from my last check. You can put your bomb behind or on top of these walls and let them rise or fall for an easy surprise nuke. Bombs for this capture point will focus on attacking from or onto the point or pushing through choke areas. This wide area bomb is great for attacking the enemy team if they are defending the ground around the point, as it covers both the high ground areas where healers such as Ana are commonly positioned, but also covers the point on the low ground. If you can use a shield to cover yourself as you demech, this bomb covers a massive area, killing people crouching behind the high ground walls and covering most of the capture point and the surrounding areas. If the enemy team is pushed up to the tight choke point on the high ground, this bomb covers both where the frontline and backline characters was positioned around this area and is great for starting a push and finally getting your team out of that choke. If you're defending from point, this really simple bomb spot can be used to bomb teams attacking from the high ground or mess up the positioning of their advance, especially if a tank is leading the charge.
Nerf this!
These next two spots are both used again to disrupt teams that push far towards your spawn, with the first being reused straight out of your spawn doors, and the second best utilised if you see that the enemy team has now pushed up towards your side's choke points. The final point of the video is the downtown area near the train station. This map features a standard sized capture area with a high ground overhang and a central area overlooked by high ground buildings that are often occupied by snipers, as it provides good sightlines to most places in the map where teams could often push through. Bombs for this capture point will focus on attacking the point and the high ground at the same time, as teams often split between these places when holding or attacking near the streets area once the point has been captured. If the enemy team is holding up on the high ground area with snipers or cheese such as Bastion, you can use this angle to bomb the high ground and the mid area and give your team an opportunity to push in. If your team has captured the point and pushes up to the choke of the enemy team, this spot can be used to cover both low and high ground areas, delaying the attack of the enemy team for even longer. This spot has the same purpose as the previous one, it's just for the other side of the map. If the enemy team pushes up to your choke point after winning a fight and taking the point, this sneaky side angle bomb can be used safely and scatters the enemy team, which gives your own team an opportunity to engage. If you're late spawned in the middle of the fight and have your ult and want to help your team by bombing the point, this long range bomb covers most of the point, including some areas underneath the overhanging high ground. If your team has difficulty pushing from the main choke, they will often push from this side flank. You can use this bomb to help your team's engagement or mess up the enemy team's positions leading into a fight.
Nerf this! The whole system's checked out! No one.
And that wraps up everything I've got for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I had multiple friends and server members that helped me make this video, and I want to provide credit to them, as credit is fairly due. Thank you very much Skur, Seppi, Nishimba, Connor Diodar, Trekker Joe, Meh, Yanora, Reza, Adora, and Blue, along with Napixy for his alt spot video. I'm sorry, I was reading that off my second monitor and everyone at the moment has Christmas themed nicknames on my server, so it was terrible. I want to thank them very much for all the help that they did provide and the time that they gave up to allow this video to be recorded and produced in the way it is. Thank you very much for watching, you as a viewer, it's greatly appreciated for those of you that stick around to the end, watch my whole video and like it if they enjoyed it, and I will bid you farewell. Best of luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.